So hello all and welcome. It is I, the Realist Philosopher, and this is the Realist Philosopher Show. So how y'all doing today? Hope you're all doing good, fine, and well. I'm doing okay. I'm doing all right. I'm feeling a little better today. Got a little bit more rest. Didn't do as much exercise this morning. Recovering from my my heart attack. So feel a little better, so I figured I would make this video. I've been lacking in red pill, MGTO, content of late, clapping back against the Effinist movement and the foibles those that follow it are making just because they're following it, which is itself a massive red flag and foible. So let's check out this broad. HL here, good guy. He curates a lot of interesting TikTok content, makes it easier for me. So let's review this and see what this chick has to say. And of course, I will opine at times and give my 2 cents. Let's get into it.
Welcome back, family. Today, we're going to review this 37-year-old modern woman.
Oh boy, 37-year-old. Yikes.
Who decided to leave her marriage just because she got bored of her husband.
Is that a nose ring? Look at how tiny it is. It's very hard to see. I don't get that. You're going to wear a nose ring. That is in and of itself a red flag. So you might as well wear one of those big giant cowbell ones, sweetheart, instead of trying to, fly under the radar with this almost invisible nose ring. If a woman's got a nose ring, guys, that's a red flag. Doesn't matter how inconspicuous it might be.
Then she gets jealous and starts to cry when her ex-husband got engaged to a more attractive younger woman.
Cry some more, sweetheart.
But before we watch her cry over her ex-husband moving on, I will let her introduce herself so that you guys can see how self-centered she was just after divorcing her husband and understand the level of craziness we are going to have to deal with today.
Oh my god, hi! How are you? It's been so long. Just kidding, we're strangers. And you don't know me. And this is my first video on this page. Did I grab your attention? Probably not, that's okay, you can keep swiping. I'm bored and something is telling me, it's not rational thought, but something is telling me to start talking.
She's bored. I don't get bored. Do any of you guys get bored? I guess we men have more, mental reserves to draw on. I don't know, but I don't get bored. But I see a lot of these TikTok chicks saying they get bored. I don't get it. So of course she's seeking somebody to relieve her boredom.
At myself on the internet and just like, let's see what sticks, Maybe it'll make someone laugh. Maybe it will motivate someone. Maybe it will be inspirational.
Yeah, you're just fishing for attention and looking for meaning in your life, which you threw away when you got divorced, you dummy.
Or maybe it'll just be like, who is this bitch? It could be any of those things. It could be none of those things, but we won't know unless we try, right?
We?
So in the spirit of not giving a fuck, here we are.
You don't give a F? Well, if you didn't give an F, why would you be online in the first place talking about this stuff?
So who am I? My name is Abby. I am a millennial.
Is this just her reaching out looking for a man? Is that what this is? Is she a pick-me? Pick-me girl, pick-me girl.
I'm also a single parent.
Oh,
I'm divorced. Love living my single era. Have no...
Sounds like cope to me, honey. Yeah, you love it, huh? Yet you're bored and you're seeking attention and validation online instead of spending time with your kid or doing something more useful with your time. Okay.
No interest in dating, but do have some good stories.
You have no interest in dating? Really? Yeah, I don't believe that.
I was almost going to give away too much. I'm going to save that one for later. But anyways, back to who am I and why should you stick around? I'm on this journey to discover.
What is it with these bros, baby? They come online. It seems like they almost as if they're getting divorced just so they can have all these adventures, so they can have these stories to then share with people and use these stories and use situations they get into which seem to be purposefully negative situations, so they'll have more interesting stories to tell and so that they can farm more attention and validation. Well, that's sick.
My life's purpose, and I'm doing lots of different things to
Your life's purpose having kids. You're a single mother. What more do you need? You have a kid. You're continuing. You have a legacy. Your genes are going to live on to the next generation. That's not enough purpose?
try and like sort out what that purpose might be, including watch the movie Soul. And let me tell you, I think the lesson is that like
So you've had kids, that's not enough. But watching a movie is going to somehow lead you to finding purpose, or the movie in and of itself is going to be the foundation or the purpose itself in your life. What the hell are you talking about?
your purpose isn't like the thing you're supposed to be good at, but like the small moments. Did I like totally misinterpret that movie? Because I haven't actually watched it beginning to end in a long time, because my kid, again, is 5 and has a really small attention span. So we'll start something and then not finish it. So I could be mistaken. But anyways.
It's not you that has the short, small attention span. Okay.
Back to the point. Trying to
Is there a point?
discover that at 37 years old is
Yeah, what the hell's going on? You don't know what your life's purpose is at 37, but you have a kid. But that's not your life's purpose. Oy.
crazy. What is it? I don't know. That's what we're going to figure out.
I gotta distinguish myself. It's too predictable to use my kid to say that my child that having a family is my life's purpose. That's just so generic. I have to find something that's more exotic and more specific to me and less orthodox. Yeah, because I gotta be different and special somehow.
And that's what I'm going to bring the internet along for. And even if it's just one of you, and possibly my mom, who has burner TikTok accounts, apparently, Betsy, whatever, she can see this, it's fine. Anyway, I'll see you around.
I am sure that you heard it for yourselves when she was bragging about how she is enjoying her single life. Well, all that fake happiness went through the window when she learned that her ex-husband just got engaged and has totally moved on happily.
For the sake of being like totally fucking transparent.
Wow, she's a mess here. No makeup, the hair is all frazzled. I thought you were happy, honey. Thought you'd moved out. You have no interest in dating, so of course, why would you care if your ex-husband is dating as well? Why would that upset you? He's moved on, but I have moved on. He's happy, I'm not, and he's finding happiness in a relationship, but I'm not interested in having a relationship or dating, and yet his dating and being happy in dating and being in a new relationship makes me unhappy, which implies that I have an interest in doing the same, but I say I don't.
And just like real on social media because everyone's so fucking phony and like refuses
Pot kettle black?
to talk about like real things that are like really happening. I just found out today that my ex-husband is engaged and I'm unwell. And listen, I'll be fine. But
Doesn't look like it'll be fine.
the only way out is through, okay? The only
What the hell does that mean? I don't know what that. Through what?
way out of this is through it. You cannot bypass it. You cannot suppress it. You cannot wish it didn't exist. You cannot, well, you can wish it didn't exist, but
Lots of cope language.
you cannot just like pretend that it doesn't affect you. The only
Isn't that what you were doing earlier? I will probably do after this video.
way out is directly through. I know I will be fine.
Sounds like cope and doing exactly what you said you're not going to do.
I'm hoping that future me comes back to this and is like, you were gonna be good. You were gonna be fine. And you know it. I know it. I know I will. And like, even
Isn't that bypassing the through? I thought you had to go through it. Now you're just going to be fine. Is this more of that manifesting BS? the magical thinking that women these days seem to have. This, I'm going to manifest my desires. Yeah.
So, yes, it was me that was like, hi, I want divorce. I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore.
You can't do what anymore? Be married to a dude? Your life seems to be so much, yeah, because your life is so much better now. Look at you. Idiot.
Like, literally, hey, sorry, play Taylor Swift. I hate it here. Like, I can't do this anymore. Even though
37 years old and you're listening to Taylor Swift music? What's wrong with you?
that is true, it can also be true that it f***ing sucks.
Well, who told you to do that? Your life currently sucks right now because you made bad choices. You got the It sucks being married. It sucks being divorced. Sounds like the problem is you and your ideology.
Brings up all these feelings. It brings up all this like stuff. And we have a kid and it brings up all this stuff around him. And very little of it has anything to do with my actual ex.
Yeah, there you go. It's you. So you're the problem. So why couldn't you work through those problems staying with your ex? Oh, because all my girlfriends told me that I wasn't the problem. He's the problem because they're coping just like me. And they want me to join them in their misery. I see.
So, I'm here to be real. I can't live any other way. And I feel like people should be more out loud about it because I wish that I had more people that were like totally honest and like super fucking transparent in really difficult times. Because
yeah, they all lied to you, sweetheart. They tell you your life would be better if you get divorced.
this is what like builds connections and like builds like common ground and
builds connections. You mean like a marriage? You don't seem interested in those connections.
Builds like validity and all this shit that we feel that people just don't talk about, and I fucking hate it. All right, I'm gonna be done because I just you know.
I wonder what the next video is going to be. I ain't seen this. I only saw the beginning. It looked good. I wanted to comment on it. You think the next video is going to be more cope, just like the first one? Let's see.
I'll be fine.
She'll probably be all made up and looking better and lipstick and rouge and all that. She's going to want to look like she's got everything together and in order, and she's fine now. She's manifested her desire to be fine, so she's fine. Even though she said she's got to go through it. But no, I just, I hopped over the go through it part. And manifested okayness. Yeah.
Everything will be right, but...
Oh, okay.
Most modern women put on a front on the internet while they actually cry non-stop behind closed doors. This is the reality of most modern women. They are unhappy deep down.
Yeah.
And this woman is new to TikTok, and she is just realizing now how much everyone is fake in here. She can clearly see that all these divorced women that are cheering each other up put on a front of being happily divorced. But when she compares that to what is happening in her real life, she came to the conclusion that everyone is just fake and they don't.
Yeah, she might have seemingly come to that conclusion in this moment, but she's going to hop over that as well and return to coping and justifications for her bad choices.
Want to talk about their real issues. This is one of the biggest reasons I dedicate this channel to keeping on exposing these modern women, because they are all putting on a front to romanticize divorce so that they can push more women to join them in their misery.
Yep.
I will not stop until I expose every single one of these fake, happy, divorced modern women. Now, the last clip of this woman that we are going to analyze is actually the most important and informative.
Oh, really?
Because it shows how messed up most of these modern women's minds are, how they prefer to follow what makes them feel good at the moment instead of doing the right thing. The clip is a little bit long, so bear with me here. We are going to cut it in 3 parts. The first part will talk about the infamous manifestation stupid theory.
I think everybody needs to go to therapy. I know that's not
Here we go. Well, see, she looks a lot better. Her hair is looking good. She's all trying to look sexy. She's wearing the wife beater shirt. Interesting choice. Looks much better, much more made up. Trying to be sexy. Trying to look like she's Got it all together, okay? Therapy, huh? Everybody needs to go to therapy. Now you found therapy, right? Oh, Jesus.
Revolutionary statement. It's probably obvious, but everybody needs to go to therapy.
It's not obvious to me. Women need therapy. Maybe. I don't know. Why don't you just talk to your girlfriends? Talk to yourself. I don't know. Keep a journal. I don't know. Talk to a man. Oh, I divorced him. That's who your therapist used to be. Your man. You would talk to your man and he would use his logic, his reason, his critical thinking to help you solve your problems, okay? But, you know, since now you don't have a man, and because you've chosen to follow this feminist theory where you've completely, totally isolated yourself in the world away from masculine energy, and there's no more men in your life, and you've now completely 100% totally devoted yourself to the sisterhood and go to them to help you solve your problems, and probably your therapist is female as well, you have blocked yourself off to any actual problem-solving route. Now you've got yourself caught in this unending feedback loop, right? Where you're going to be forever solving all your problems.
Times my mind has been blown by my therapist this year alone in the last 6 months of working with her. Can't count on two hands. She's amazing. Not the point.
She, female therapist.
The point is, she gave me a book recommendation last week.
Oh boy, is this going to be one of these woo-woo books? Let's see.
This is the most recent thing that has been blowing my mind. So the book is called Essential Kink, and at it, very simply stated, it's a book about shadow work and, like, you know, digging into your shadow side, your subconscious, and
shadow work? Digging into your shadow side? It's woo-woo garbage.
integrating it with your conscious side or your ego. And
integrating your subconscious and conscious. What do you have, DID? Dissociative identity disorder or something? Because that's the kind of language you're using. You don't integrate the conscious and subconscious. They're two totally different things. Categorization error right there, sweetheart.
one of the repeated themes throughout the book is the following quote: "Having is the evidence of wanting." This
Well, if I have something, what? If I want something, then that means I don't have it. If I have it, it's evidence of wanting? I mean, I don't get it.
book suggests that without actually
I mean, I have desire, that I want something, and I get it. That's desire. Are you saying that desire in and of itself is the root of all evil, of all problems? I don't know what she's saying. I don't think she knows either.
doing work with your subconscious side and bringing to light some of your shadow side, we won't actually be able to manifest the things that we want.
I was right. I knew it. There's the word manifest.
And live in this synchronicity with all the positive experiences that we try and manifest in, because
Live in this synchronicity with all these positive something we try to manifest. It's solipsism. This is your solipsism. This is all a simulation, and we're all thinking and creating it together, and we can manifest our wants and desires. Jesus, does she even know what she's saying? She's talking about magic. What are you, Harry Potter? Are you Hermione?
as we have to address the elephant in your whole being is your subconscious. Going back to having is the evidence of wanting.
What does that mean? Could you explain that? I bet you can't.
If we have all of these crappy situations in our life that we can't seem to change, it's because somewhere in us, we actually do want those things.
So our subconscious is the reason that we have problems in our life. So if we get to know our subconscious and create some kind of bridge between our conscious and subconscious, we'll better understand our subconscious desires. I mean, won't we still have the desires? I don't understand. I mean, if we just look at the things that are manifesting, that exist objectively in our lives right now, aren't those representative then of whatever subconscious desires that you're talking about? So, I mean, what do you say? What do I need to get to know my subconscious for? It's manifesting right here by your own words, by your own logic. That's my subconscious. The other reason that you would want to delve deeper into why you're getting certain situations and outcomes in your life is so that you can find the cause for these negative, what she's calling manifestations, i.e. outcomes in your life, so that you can change the underlying factors that cause these negative outcomes in the first place, i.e. your bad choices. This is just a bunch of woo-woo language. It's just nonsense, lady. You're wasting a lot of money.
There you have it. Most of these modern women actually know that deep down, they want the bad boy. They are addicted to the guy that treat them like shit. And that is why they get bored in stable relationships to go chase after Chad and Tyrone. The second part of this clip show how these modern women want to keep their standard high, even though they don't deserve a high-value man.
Listen, I know it sounds a little crazy and maybe controversial to like admit out loud that the bad things that are drawn into our lives might be because somewhere deep down we want those things. I know that sounds a little...
No, there's nothing controversial about that. It makes perfect sense. What you need to delve down deep into is not that you want these things, but why you want them. Is your therapist helping you do that? No, because that would actually, help you solve the problem. And then if you solve those problems, well, you wouldn't need therapy anymore.
A bit crazy, but let me give you a real life example. I like to make what I call the Mary Poppins list. And of course, in Mary Poppins, the kids are making a list of attributes for...
Is it just me? Do these women seem to really love to dwell on their problems and just talk about them endlessly, which doesn't actually lead to any solutions?
For their ideal nanny, what they're looking for, and the dad finds the list, they give
Right, because that feeds into their need for drama.
it to him, he reads it, he shreds it up and throws it in the goddamn chimney like an asshole. But regardless, those kids made a list, and it was essentially like, these are my wishes, this is what I want to manifest, and out pops Mary Poppins. So that's why I call
This is what I want to make. That's not how reality works. Manifest, what are you talking about?
out the Mary Poppins list. But I made one for what I would like my future partner to be. All the qualities, all the traits, all the ways that they will make me feel in the future. Time and time again.
Lady, you're 37 years old. You're making these gargantuan lists of what you want in a partner, and you think what's going to happen. How are you going to get this partner? Because you visualize the things you want, and that's somehow going to magnetically draw this person to you? What the hell are you talking about?
I get on these dating apps, and is it the men that I'm envisioning that are liking me?
Yeah, but they have endless options, so they're not going to settle down. They'll pump you and dump you, but they're not going to get with you long term. By the way, I see tattoos. What's she got? She's got a dream catcher tattoo on that left arm, a star on her left wrist. Oh boy. That, in addition to the nose ring, major red flags.
It's certainly not. Not to be a dick, and listen, like, there's someone for everyone, but like, it's just
There's someone for everyone? Really? I don't know about that. I don't think there's anybody for you, honey.
not my type. Not the thing I'm looking for. They're like, just not it. Like, so far away from what I want.
Meaning the guys that are actually messaging her, are not the guys she wants. And then the guys she's messaging, they either don't respond or they just want to hit it and quit it.
Remember that this is a 37-year-old divorced woman with a kid talking.
Yeah.
Also remember that she was bragging about how she is enjoying her single life era in one of the previous clips.
Yeah, didn't she say she didn't want to date? She's like, I don't want to date. I have no interest in dating. And then all of a sudden, her husband is getting remarried. And now she's got this tremendous desire to date. I got to compete with my husband because I'm a diehard feminista. So I cannot help myself. I cannot help but compete with my husband on every metric, even though that's probably part of what destroyed my marriage to begin with.
This means that the single life by choice narrative that these women claim is usually fake.
Yeah.
They all want to be in a relationship, but the men that they want to be in a relationship with don't want them because they are already used up. The last part of the clip will demonstrate how these modern women get so easily influenced by this fake women empowerment lifestyle that the media has been pushing for decades.
Yeah, that female empowerment nonsense that is propagandized by social media and the lamestream media, and academia, that's just there to divide men and women. To keep them both separate and alone and childless, so we get ever more poor, pathetic, broke losers from the third world coming into America, and i.e. you're able to then, as the propagandists, justify that by the fact, well, we're not replacing our own population, somebody's got to pay the Social Security benefits of the older generation and the aging population, we're not having kids, so bring them all in. Yeah, I mean, well, these people will vote for an ever larger state and government, and meanwhile the people who actually don't really desire that, but are not so easily controlled and would, probably vote more right, be more right-leaning if they had kids, don't have kids, and they stay divided. And so powers that be become more powerful, population of serfs increases exponentially, and the gulf between the rich and the poor grows ever wider, and the middle class becomes virtually non-existent, thanks to this woman's ideology of feminism, which is nothing more than a big giant death cult.
I did some of the work through this book. It became very clear to me that if I actually got the ideal partner that I'm looking for, I would absolutely find a way to sabotage it.
Yeah, she admits it. She's the problem. By the way, ideal. Well, the word ideal in and of itself doesn't exist, is impossible. So she's admitted she has impossible standards. So like I said, there's nobody out there for you, honey. That applies to most Western women because the majority of them have this ideal man in their head, which is nothing more than a collage, a conglomeration of the best qualities of all the dudes that they have let tap it and then been dumped by said dudes, i.e. ghosted.
No doubt. Like I'm willing and able to admit that out loud now. When I kind of went through some of the exercises and actually wrote out why I think my subconscious might really be getting exactly what they want in showing me all of these people that are absolutely not my type, is to reinforce some of the stories that I tell myself. And some of those stories include, I want to be a boss bitch.
You can't be a boss. BITC. And get an alpha, Chad, dude, traditional guy. Those things are mutually exclusive. They don't mix, like oil and water.
To be independent, I don't need a man, I can do this all on my own. Yes, I embody that. I like that narrative.
If you like that narrative, then that narrative excludes finding this ideal man that you want. They're at odds with each other, you dummy.
Other more serious and a little bit more sad truth behind all of this is, I think deep down, I don't believe I'm actually worthy of the thing that I want.
No, you're just too masculine. You repel it. You're the embodiment of masculine traits. There's nothing feminine about you. So that's why you're not going to get the kind of guy you want, ultimately. That and he doesn't exist, so,
That's depressing. But that's the truth. I think I can say out loud that I don't think that I deserve.
You don't think. I'm surprised she's not saying I don't feel. Now she's saying I don't think. She's trying to sound more rational and logical. So she doesn't say feel, she says think. But ultimately, these are her feelings. She's just substituting feel for think because she wants you to think she's more rational and reasonable than she actually is. Meanwhile, this is all just woo-woo feeling, sophistry, nonsense talk.
That. I don't think I'm worthy of that. I don't think whatever. And that's why I'm in therapy, you guys.
Yeah, that's not the problem, sweetheart. Believe me, just listening to you, you have a very high opinion of yourself. This is not a matter of inferiority complex, okay?
So, yeah,
Your standards are too high! You're making it more complicated than it has to be! Just stop having such high standards! Lower your standards! No. It's gotta be some complicated woo-woo bullshit. Okay. Whatever.
There's no reason why I shouldn't have exactly what I want, except for that my subconscious doesn't believe that I'm deserving of it.
No, it's because you're bad choices. She doesn't want to admit it. She doesn't want to take accountability for bad choices. It's just problems within me that have festered since my childhood, which I probably blame on my daddy. Couldn't be the bad choices I've made. No, there's no bad choices. Now, those bad choices, by the way, they're manifestations of what my daddy did to me, or some other man did to me, or some man. I'm sure she's blaming some dude internally. But no. It's not that I have unrealistic expectations. Nah.
So cool, right? But that's a really honest and real example of a place in my life in which
By the way, she's not a bad-looking broad. She's not a bad-looking broad. And that right there tells you how messed up she is. She can't find a dude, even though she's not a bad-looking broad. But it's not her standards that are too high. Oh, no.
I'm not seeing what conscious Abby thinks she wants, because
What is she pointing to? Her third eye? Oh, God.
we have to address what subconscious Abby believes, because we're getting exactly what subconscious Abby believes. It's a wild fucking concept, but I cannot wait to get into the work more regularly.
See, I was right, by the way. She came back, next video, trying to present herself as enlightened and put together, and she solved her problems. Yeah, this is the pick-me dance right here.
Do the exercises regularly and like start to embrace all of this, because I do believe that on the other side of some of this shadow work and integration with your ego is like actual happiness. It's
I firmly believe that women like being messed up. And they love spending their entire lives working on themselves to make themselves better. That's why they love fix-me-up dudes. That's why they like to pick these broken, messed up dudes that they can do it yourself, fix them up. They love to fix themselves up as well. It's part of their love of drama. They love being a mess because they love doing these so-called shadow work that this woman is talking about. Meanwhile, they're going to be 80 years old and still working on their problems. This is just, by the way, this is a perfect example of the narcissism. Everything's about me. Whole world revolves around me. My problems are all that matters. I'm going to work on me and my shadow self and my subconscious until I die. Wow.
terrifies me, because that would mean that a lot of the stories that I tell myself about who I am would be completely unraveled, and then who am I? So
yeah, you don't know, do you?
I can't wait.
Well, I have more tattoos on that right arm. Text of some kind. Wonder what it says.
To share more with you as I get into that. Keep reading, because I do think that all of this will eventually help me get to what my actual purpose is, because I already think I know what it is, you guys, but I'm fucking terrified of actually saying out loud that I want to do XYZ, because
All this nonsense therapy is actually just to avoid living, to avoid life, and to avoid any actual meaning or purpose in said life, sweetheart.
then everything would change. My whole life would change. Anyways, happy Saturday.
Why don't you just raise your kid? Huh? Why don't you just focus on your kid, raise your kid, make that your purpose? No, that's not about me. You can't do that. Oh, no.
It is unfortunate that most women bought this boss babe, I don't need a man mentality. Even though these women know that they don't bring much to the table, they still think that they are better than the regular man, and therefore,
I don't know. I think this broad thinks she is the table. Come on.
they refuse to settle with the average man. This is the very sad state of the modern women today.
And by the way, this chick is below average, if you ask me. I mean, she's not a bad-looking chick, but she's a mess.
It is always about how they feel. When you hear
By the way, she's not that good-looking. Here she is without makeup. She's decidedly average.
a woman saying how much she loves her therapist, just know that the therapist is telling her what she wants to hear and not
Yep. Just feeding her delusions, what she wants to hear, getting her off track, keeping her deluded and misguided so she can continue to collect those shekels.
what she needs to hear. Fellas, do not try to save these types of leftover women no matter what circumstances you find yourself in.
And I don't think these women want to be saved. They would have a man in their life who would tell them the truth if they did want to be saved. So, yeah, you just got to go your own way in the end.
And above all, don't forget to keep your head up, focus on your goals, and everything else will follow.
Yeah, and you better know what those goals are. This chick don't know what her goals are. Meanwhile, she's got a kid. She's got a 5-6-year-old kid. And she's sitting around like, oh, what is my purpose in life? To raise your child, to take care of that child, and make sure that they grow up a strong, stable, resilient individual. Basically everything you are not. No, it's got to be something else. As if there was something else more important than that. Talk about misguided. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think of this chick. Is she strong and independent? Does she have everything together? Is she together, or is she an outright mess? Does she love being a mess? Does she love her misery and the drama in her life? Let me know what you think in the comments. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a comment down in the comment section. I reply to almost all comments. And also, if you could see your way to donating to my GoFundMe, whose link you'll find in the description, I would greatly appreciate it. I recently had a heart attack and suffered a month-long plus episode of septic shock where I almost died. I'm still recovering from that, so if you could consider making a donation, I'd greatly appreciate it. So check that out for a more lengthy description of what I went through. And on that note, I am out of here. I am the realist philosopher, and I wish you all a good and pleasant day. Take care.